Hello, people! First comic review day. I picked Lovely Dead because as I was looking through submissions, I said, that's kind of an oxymoron. Let's see what's going on here. It is a modern sci fi fantasy with medieval influences about a girl diagnosed with zombie disease. Let's get into it. Starting with the first episode, gorgeous art style. Love the purple, love the shapes, love the lines. In the first chapter, she's getting ready to go to her school. She has a weird condition and is taking medicine for it. The panel sequence where she's getting ready in the beginning was nice. It was chaotic, and we got to know how she functions. You also learn of the character's goal. It's stated clearly for you. She has the ambition for a dream. She wants to cure the zombies, not only for herself, but for her people. And so, after learning about the zombies, we get into episode 2 that is mostly exposition about the world, how the zombie stuff works, how the world works, and how we got to this point. And I wasn't overwhelmed because she broke up the sentences into not panels, into speech bubble cuts that were easily readable, and the imagery in the background was engaging and colorful. Also, we learn more about the character's values and how she understands her existence and how it affects the world around her. She's responsible, hardworking, and pretty smart. She basically got into magical Harvard without any money, just grades. We have no choice but to stand. Episode 3, she's walking to school. She gets excited about something and she jumps up and knocks a light. And I was a little confused at first. I had to go back because I assumed that she had hit the part of it that was next to her near the ground, so it would have fallen over, but instead a tiny piece fell from way up high, so I thought she jumped 12 feet in the air at first. Because she's a zombie, maybe she has super jumping powers, but her abilities aren't 100% clear at the moment, so I wasn't sure. And since she's such a threat to society, I thought the whole lamppost might come down, but we got a tiny piece instead. Then again, though, there is that theory that dropping a penny from extreme heights can kill you, so maybe the tiny piece is dangerous. Episode 4, I'm a bit slow, and I have face blindness sometimes. I did not realize that that was Donnie in episode 1. Shameful. So, anyway, we get to learn about the new character. Didn't immediately get that they were in IT until I reached the end of the chapter where you had like the character files. That was a great idea, by the way. It's really cute touch and it matches the aesthetic of everything that's going on because she's a scientist, so she has files. Is she a scientist? She's going to become a scientist. She's in school to be a scientist. The syntax error for Donnie didn't signal me that their job was computers, just that they needed to fix that one. So yeah, the good idea putting the files for clarity for anyone who doesn't, their brain does not connect the dots. I like how the short episodes fit the pacing of the story. Sometimes when episodes are short, it makes it take longer for the story to progress, and you're constantly clicking to get to the point of the scene or the situation. But this gave me a feeling like I was watching Monster High on YouTube, the Generation 2 webisodes. And I'm also curious about why zombies are considered an issue only. What about the other magical creatures? Are vampires not also strong? They don't become unpredictable if they're thirsty? Are zombies only discriminated against because they're part human and humans are supposed to be normal? And also, the vampire girl, I think her name is Kay, is drop dead gorgeous and she demands that we draw fan art of her. Like, who told you could be this perfect? And I feel bad for the necromancers being demonized, but I'm sure they did something horrific that we don't know about. Yeah, I'm sure they did. And in this world, there is nobles, queens, there's government officials, and I guess police officers, and then also magical creatures mixed in. And there was a war. That chapter that detailed all that was a lot for me. I had to slow down. I was like, these are a lot of words. And you said there were pro-egalitarian supporters. I had to Google those words because I don't know what that means. But I'm assuming that for the most part, we don't need to worry about all the status stuff because the story at its core is about this one girl, and the world building is mostly for context. So I'm not gonna think about it too hard. I'm just gonna acknowledge that they exist. So here's the word of the day for anybody who's like me and never heard of this term before or didn't pay attention in economics class. Pro-egalitarian means Every member of society should have equal access to wealth and the ability to make money, whether that be through investments, entrepreneurial efforts, or income from employment, and that this should be translate into everyone having similar levels of wealth, I guess. So, yeah, learn something new every day. And I love how this comic utilized every possible inch of space to portray the images and how it flows downward. The main character's designs also scream to be fan arted. Like, she has half a zombie face. How am I supposed to not draw that? So the last chapter tells us clearly that only zombies are treated like dirt, as this poor barmaid, they're at the club for something. I think Bonnie's a DJ maybe. Only the barmaid is thrown out onto the street, and we learn that she was thrown out because she got fired after she became a zombie. Poor girl. And now she has no money. So I guess zombies are like second class citizens. Tragic. And I also like that the story has little pods of people that will have their own experiences and roles in the narrative. They may not necessarily be aware of each other right now, but they're probably gonna like come together someday and share all the information they have. And it's a cool way to show all sides of the conflict. The only downside is it can take longer to find resolution with the initial issue that you had. And it reminded me of like Stranger Things season 1 a little bit, so that was nice. And hopefully it doesn't become like Stranger Things season 4, where we spent like half the season in Russia and I was like, I do not care about this. Can we get back to worrying about what the children are doing? Like, I don't care about what's going on with the Russians, please. Keep that season 1 Stranger Things energy and tell me about all the people and what they're doing. I'm also going to give the Lovely Dead creator the You Did What award because
You what?
Because they said that they had made a lot of the background elements themselves in 3D to ensure getting the aesthetic they wanted, and that is so cool. If you don't see what you need, you make it yourself. That is the way of the artist. And because I enjoyed this, I will be sitting down and waiting for the next update to come, because I would like some more.
I'm sad.
So if you're a person who likes supernatural stuff, you like zombies, you like pastel gore, pastel gods type stuff, type fashion, fantasy, anything like that, I think you would enjoy this comic and you should totally go check it out and give it a read. I left a link in the description. See you guys next week and subscribe and like for more.